session is going to be very interactive, informative, and interesting. So just sit back and relax and wait for the magic to unfold. It's now time to invite our energetic Program Quality Director, distinguished Toastmaster Saiju Victor, who is going to enlighten us on today's session. Over to you, DTM Saiju.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namrata Pante, our District Admin Manager, for those wonderful words of introduction and setting the right tone for today's meeting or today's session. Respected Region Advisor, District Dignitaries, Division, Area and Club Leaders of District 105, Toastmasters and guests. We are glad to welcome all of you to a very special session. It is going to be one of the outstanding out-of-the-box workshops. Why? Because there are a lot of specialities to it. Number one, this is being conducted by one of the most outstanding distinguished Toastmasters in the entire region. And she happens to be our region advisor also. Second, this session will be facilitated by a dynamic Toastmaster, and there will be 6 more moderators who will be involved in the conduct of the session. So this is an experiential and an experimental initiative by District 105 and Division B of District 105. Because from the year beginning, we had decided that this year, learning is going to be fun and we are going to enjoy it and we are going to engage as many people as possible in this process of learning. And every education session is going to be in a flipped classroom method where all of you will be knowing what is going to be the content of the session. And you will be coming here and finding this as an opportunity to engage and learn. The leader who has taken the challenge and the initiative to conduct this session is a Toastmaster since 2016. For the last 15 years, she is a renowned healthcare expert. And last year, she was one of the most aggressive area directors of District 105. This year, she is the Division Director of Division B and the first DTM of the newly restructured District 105. Let me welcome DTM Nidhi Bhandari to take the session forward and make this workshop a colorful one, an enjoyable one, and a wonderful learning experience for all of us. Thank you, and over to you, DTM Nidhi.
Thank you, DTM Saiju Victor, for that wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. Region Advisor DTM NICKYQUINN, Program Quality Director DTM Saiju Victor, District Dignitaries, Leaders, and fellow Toastmasters, a very warm welcome to this workshop on Moments of Truth, conducted by Division B in association with District Program Quality Team. Excellence is not a skill, it is an attitude. These words of Ralph Marston perfectly encapsulates the essence of our gathering today. Moments of Truth is about those pivotal instances that define our Toastmaster experience. The interactions, the connections, and the opportunities that mold us into confident communicators and leaders. Just like the grains of sand that shape a pearl, these moments shape our journey in Toastmasters. With open heart, receptive mind, and an eagerness to learn, let us actively participate in today's wonderful session. Remember that growth is not a solitary pursuit. It's a collective endeavor that thrives in an environment of collaboration and support. Thank you for joining us today. Let's seize this opportunity and may the experience we gain here ignite a lasting enthusiasm and inspiration to fuel our journey towards excellence. To conduct this session, I'm thrilled to introduce an incredible individual. She comes with 5 years of Toastmasters experience. She's an HR professional, executive career and life coach, and our second place DTAC 2022 evaluation speech contest winner. Fellow Toastmasters, please put your hands together to welcome our wonderful facilitator, Toastmaster Razia Khatoon.
Thank you so much, divisionB Director, for such a heartwarming introduction. I'm absolutely elated. Region 11 Advisor, District Dignitaries, Leaders, and fellow Toastmasters. A very warm good evening to all of you. I hope I am audible and visible to each one. Thank you. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Our dynamic program quality director, DTM Sergio Victor, and our passionate divisionB director, DTM Nidhi Mandari, have indeed set the tone of today's session with their panache. I welcome you all to this momentous workshop on Moments of Truth. Thank you for being here. Now, let me start by asking you something important. By a show of hands, how many of you are married here? I mean, happily married? And those of you who are not married, you can learn. So you will all agree with me on this, that our spouses, respective spouses, show us moments of truth almost every day, right? Mine does too. For example, whenever I am ready with makeup done for a party, he smiles and says, I'm glad you will make all the kids laugh today in the party. Your first impressions to them will be like a clown. Whenever I swipe his credit card for shopping, for even small things like a Rolex watch, a Prada handbag, or a Gucci perfume, he threatens to cancel his membership with me. And I even heard him saying once to his colleague, my wife is cute when she is mute. Now, I have learned a best practice to avoid these scenarios, basically moment of truth scenarios with him. I tell him, I am busy right now. Can I ignore you for some time? Jokes apart. Now, let's shift this moment of truth perspective from me to your club. How does your club deal with the very critical aspect of moments of truth? Moments of truth basically outline on how to create positive first impression of your club and recognize and deal with situations critical to club success. Do members find your club professional? Do guests find your club appealing and a go-to club? Does your club have the best image in public? And most importantly, does your club make a stellar first positive impression to others? It's rightly said. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Sorry. Most of you sitting here will be agreeing to me on this. In reality, every year we do this moments of truth exercise, right? And quite often this exercise is not taken that seriously. It's just a tick box exercise or a boring, mundane task. But in 2023, we will do this exercise a bit differently, more strategically and more effectively. So the purpose of today's workshop is to focus on 3 critical things. Number 1, to assess on our existing club methodologies. Number 2, to analyze their effectiveness. And number 3, to get the solutions with time-tested best practices. Our founding father, Ralph C. Smedley, rightly says, we learn best in the moments of enjoyment. As mentioned rightly by our PQteam, this workshop is a flipped classroom style. So we will give you all opportunities to participate and engage. First of all, we will have an interesting self-evaluation round where 3 members will get an opportunity to share their own club experience for 1 to 2 minutes. They will speak about 2 things they value in their clubs and 2 things they find as an area of improvement. Second, we will have 6 interesting breakout rooms, each symbolic of a moment of truth aspect, and you all will be moved to one of them on the random selection by our zealous Zoom masters. In the breakout room, you will get 15 minutes and you will be led by an Adroit moderator who will basically give a scenario to all of you, and you will get an opportunity to put your thinking hats on, brainstorm your brilliant ideas on the best practices. And one of you will be chosen as a group leader to present the ideas in the main room. And the third one, we will have all of you back in the main room for the role presentation, wherein the moderator will explain the scenario to all of us, and then the group leader will explain the best practice within 3 minutes. Throughout these sessions, our veteran trainer will also be guiding us through the club SWOT analysis and the action plan. We will be also posting a feedback poll towards the end of the session. Please provide your feedback so that we can look at areas of improvement and to improve in future trainings. And yes, we will have an interactive question and answer segment towards the end. Feel free to note down your questions as the session progresses and raise them by using the raised hand emoji during the Q&A round or writing your questions in the chat box. So ladies and gentlemen, with a thumbs up emoji, are you ready to redefine success and drive your club to be the best? Are you? Great. I love this energy of my online audience. So I request all of you to sit back, relax, actively participate, and gain lots of insights through this engaging workshop, and make sure you stay with us till the end to make the most of this session. We will make sure we capture your lovely smiles in a group photograph. Today, in order to take us through this momentous workshop, we have with us someone very special, a very seasoned Toastmaster who is a stalwart on the stages of Toastmaster International, whom I love to call a Queen. Now, I take the privilege of introducing to all of you our very dynamic, our very dedicated, and our very charismatic Region 11 Advisor, Distinguished Toastmaster, DTM NICKYQUINN. Give me an opportunity to introduce her to all of you. DTM NICKYQUINN stays in Johannesburg, South Africa. She has been a Toastmaster member for 15 years, serving in every club officer role as an area and division governor and as a district leader. She is currently supporting districts in the Middle East as the Region 11 Advisor. She is passionate about the Toastmasters program and has used the skills developed at Toastmasters to grow her professional life as a marketing insights professional, helping her clients understand their customers better and grow their brands. So, fellow Toastmasters, let us join our hands together to welcome DTM NICKYQUINN on this virtual stage. DTM Nikki, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, District 105, Program Facilitator, Razia, divisionB Director, Nikki, and Program Quality Director, Saiju, distinguished Toastmasters all, and of course, all our club officers, the leaders of District 105, past, present, and future. Moments of truth is something that I'm super passionate about. Whilst we were preparing, I thought, let me still look behind me on my bookshelf and see if I still have the book about delivering quality service. And true enough, I still have the book, Delivering Quality Service Balancing Customer Perceptions and Expectations by Zithamal and Parasureman and Leonard Berry. Parasureman visited South Africa many years ago, and I had the opportunity of meeting him. And measuring quality service is critical, no matter what business you're in. And that's exactly what Moments of Truth is. It is about measuring quality standards. Whilst we've used it in Toastmasters for many, many years, it was actually formulated in the 70s by organizations that value the customer experience and customer service. Organizations like airlines, automotive companies, and every organization that values customer experience and customer service will have some moments of truth. Those moments of truth, though, are different. And here at Toastmasters, we've fine-tuned 6 moments of truth. So it is a very valuable program. It will help you evaluate and improve the overall quality of your club and the service to the members of any Toastmasters club. So I want you to think very purposefully about the Moments of Truth program. I find that at Toastmasters and at work as well, oftentimes we tend to just tick boxes. If any of you work in the corporate environment, you will know that sometimes you have to do a compulsory e-learning activity, and you'll fly through it so that you tick the box, so that your manager knows that you've done it. But we don't always absorb the contents of what we do. I would really encourage you to treat the Moments of Truth program not like a box-ticking exercise. I would encourage you to really use it with great purpose and great intent, because it can make a huge difference to your members, and that's who we are here to serve. I think you've probably all seen the map of service where our members of our clubs are up at the top of a pyramid, and our international board and our international president, Morag Matheson, is at the bottom. The member always comes first. I think you will have all been provided with the material prior to this training, so it won't be new to you. I do hope that you've all reviewed it. If you didn't receive it and you decided to attend this session late, please just go to toastmasters.org and search for Moments of Truth and download the material and much more. So be intentional about it. When evaluating the Moments of Truth, be prepared to make some changes to your club if necessary. Be prepared to discover things that you may not know about your club. I have to tell you, I was shocked when one of the clubs that I was working with told me that they had been told that they were not very inclusive. And visitors and guests, although they were warmly welcomed, they didn't really feel like they wanted them as members, because nobody made a follow-up call. Nobody invited them to join. The club was actually assuming that if people had enjoyed it and they wanted to join or come back, they would. And you and I know that that is not always the case. We need that invitation. So when you do Moments of Truth, please do it with purpose, not just for the sake of doing it. I also would encourage you to customize your questionnaire to match the requirements of the club. There are some clubs that are still meeting either online only or in a hybrid format. So you may want to customize your questionnaire. There are 2 questions, for instance, in the first impression session that are very specific about in-person meetings, like how the room was set up. You may want to change that a little bit. You could change that statement to say something about, has everybody got their cameras on? Is everybody engaging? The best way really to view the moments of truth is very simply is this one pager that I'm going to share right now for a very short time that would have been shared with you. It's got all of the 6 moments of truth on one page, and it's got what they are and what displays good behavior in those various sections. So it's first impressions, membership orientation, fellowship, variety, and communication. And how often do we say we're a communication organization, but we don't always communicate well? Program quality, program planning, and meeting organization, membership strength, and achievement recognition. I'm going to ask you to think about a time when you saw a particular moment in truth in play, and another time where you may have seen one of those moments of truth failing. I'm going to share 2 of my personal experiences with you. The first one, believe it or not, was the very, very first meeting that I ever went to. A friend of mine had told me that I talked a lot and I might enjoy Toastmasters. That was the reason that I went to a Toastmasters meeting, because I talked a lot. Anyway, I got to the meeting. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't uncomfortable. I'd always had quite a large degree of confidence. And I walked into the room and I said, "Hello, my name's Nikki. I'm new here." They said, "Hello, nice to meet you. The tea and coffee is over there. Please help yourself." And they continued doing what they were doing, talking to each other in little cliques. I felt a little uncomfortable. Nobody asked me how I got there. Nobody asked me what I wanted to achieve from being at the meeting. Nobody came and sat next to me and explained what was happening and why people were clapping so much. They had a break and I had another cup of tea or coffee, and then I left. I never went back to that particular club. But I was fortunate enough that this friend of mine said, "I know what it's like. Not every club will work for everybody. Try another one." And I did. And the next club I arrived at a couple of weeks later, the vice president of membership was so welcoming. It really sealed the deal when she actually said to me, "If you'd like to join our club, I can send you a membership form and our banking details tomorrow, and we can sign you up for your icebreaker in the next couple of weeks." I was like, wow, this is fantastic. So that was something that turned around. But that first impression, wow, I've never been back to that particular club. Anyway, the years went by, 5 or 6 years later, because in those days it took quite a long time to get a Distinguished Toastmaster Award. I achieved my first DTM, and my club presented me not only with a certificate from them, but a bunch of flowers to congratulate me and a gift of a beautiful notebook. And for several years, I utilized that notebook to write speech notes in. And I'm still, although not a member of that club, I am very loyal to it and will support them whenever they ask me to. So think about all of these 6 moments of truth very, very carefully. You're going to get the opportunity to hear from others, their experience, in the next section of our program. And for this section of our program, I'm going to be handing back to our facilitator, Razia Khatoon. Back to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, DTM Nikki. I am really so impressed by the lovely stories which you shared with us that led to your DTM journey. And definitely you have so much of charisma. As you spoke, I was with you in your journey. And congratulations once again. For the self-evaluation now, I take the privilege to call upon 3 members from the audience to reflect on their own experiences with their respective clubs. They may speak for 1 to 2 minutes, telling us about 2 things they value most about their club and 2 things where they see room for improvement. So the first member whom I would like to call upon this stage is, I would request all members to put their mics on mute. Thank you. Thank you. So the first member I would like to call upon this stage is Toastmaster Kapil Venkatachalam. Toastmaster Kapil, we would love to hear 2 things from you which you really value about your club and 2 things which you see as a room for improvement. The virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Razia. I walked into the room and just like what DTM Nikki mentioned, that the members in the room were so good, so friendly. I joined and I became a member of the club. The icing on the cake was I was even given an XCOM position. So I would say that that was my first impression of Galaxy Toastmasters when I joined the club. The other thing, what I love about Galaxy Toastmasters is the camaraderie and the understanding. The members are not only doing things to improve themselves, but also helping others to grow in the journey. If I have to look at the areas of improvement, as I would call it, in our part of the world, we have a member retention problem, especially considering that we are overseas workers. So people tend to lose jobs and are out of work, or sometimes there are salary reductions, etc. So that's where the member retention is a challenge. The other thing is starting a meeting on time and ending a meeting on time. Starting is mostly late because the role players take it for granted. So these are the 2 things that I look that my club can work on. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Razia.
Thank you so much for sharing this brilliant insight from your club. You told us that, yes, camaraderie and helping others to grow is definitely a value you find your club, and then starting and ending meetings on time, and then member retention is a challenge. Thank you so much once again, Toastmaster Kapil. Now, the second Toastmaster, which I would like to invite upon this virtual stage to share with her evaluation, is her club evaluation, is Toastmaster Huda Al-Dujaili. Toastmaster Huda, this virtual stage is all yours, and we would love to hear 2 things which you really like about your club and 2 things which you see as room for improvement. Toastmaster Huda, the virtual stage is all yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Razia, for giving me the opportunity to talk about my Toastmaster club. What I like in our ITCJ, International Toastmaster of Jordan, is the camaraderie and the friendship that the club members have. Also, the mutual respect between members. What I may say for room of improvement is that we need more commitment and we also need more membership. Back to you, Toastmaster Razia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Huda, for sharing this lovely insight about your club. Mutual trust, respect, camaraderie, and the challenge is that you want more members in the club. And definitely that is a common challenge for most of the clubs. Thank you once again. The third Toastmaster who will be sharing his journey with us and the club evaluation is Toastmaster Nader Lardi. Toastmaster Nader.
Thank you, Toastmaster Razia. Good evening, everyone. The first question, the value most of my club, which I love in Khalifa City Toastmaster, is the environment. And the club members are so supportive and you can feel that you are in a diverse family. Additional to that, I like the improvement of the members and their communication skills and leadership development, which they really take it very seriously. And the place of improvement, the area of improvement of the club, we can say it's only a one area of improvement, the club location, because it's outside the city of Abu Dhabi. We got the point that is difficult to reach, and that's the only area of improvement. And over to you, Toastmaster Razia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nader. Yes, we help each other grow. And the challenge of the location, I wish we could bring your club into the city so you have more people there. Thank you so much once again. So a big round of applause to all these three speakers for sharing their club insights with us. And I give back the virtual stage back to our veteran trainer, DTM Nikki, to proceed with the other events in the agenda. Back to you, DTM NICKYQUINN.
Thank you so much, Razia. So we're now going to go into breakout rooms for 15 minutes. And you are all going to take part in a role play. I love role plays. One of the things about Toastmasters is we learn by doing. We learn by doing speeches, evaluations, and we will learn by doing a role play too. So each of the rooms, there are going to be, guess what? There are 6 moments of truth. There are going to be 6 rooms. In each room, there's going to be a scenario about a particular moment of truth. So there'll be one for first impressions, there'll be one for membership orientation, and so on. Each room will have a seasoned Toastmaster, a moderator in the room, and after the role plays, you will come back and somebody who will be decided on in the room will come back and talk to us about the scenario of how things panned out in the role play in your room. So I'm now going to ask our trusted Zoom master to open up the breakout rooms, and I'll be coming through to chat with all of you and spend a few minutes in each of the breakout rooms to see how it's going, see if I can give you some support. Mr. Zoom Master, Madam Zoom Master, please do open the breakout rooms.